Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This time we're going to be doing another suggested video from the Discord server. This one is a shout out to John. You know who you are. So this one's from a channel called Christopher L. Russell. It's a American dude that's living in Germany. And the video is called How Germany is Secretly Beating the US with These. John said it's a nice video about, I think, German malls. So maybe German malls compared to malls in America. So without further ado, we're going to jump into this. Make sure you go check out Christopher L. Russell's YouTube channel, guys. If you want to see an American's perspective actually living in Germany, soaking up the German culture and the German vibes and giving his input, then that's the place to go. Links to the original video will be in the description section down below, as always. On the way over to his channel, click like and subscribe on mine as well. Come back, we'll watch the rest of this together. Let's check it out right here.
Do you remember malls? Yeah, you know, those huge buildings that put all the most and best of what people loved all into one spot for them to enjoy. You know, like food and lots of it, movie theaters, shops and stores, arcades, sometimes even a smaller version of a theme park or even
Yeah, you know, they don't really have those around my area, Midwest, right? Northern Indiana. Um, Not so much anymore. I mean, it's certainly not the place, the town that I live in right now is too small. But, if you go to like South Bend or Fort Wayne, I think they still have malls, but half the stores are closed. Most of the people are not, it's just empty, empty.
sports and competition games. You know what I'm saying? Malls.
I know what
It's
you're
been a
saying.
while since I had been to an American mall, since it's been a while since I've been to the States, but the last I can remember, it was still a very similar experience to what I remember them being. A bunch of food, a bunch of shops, and a bunch of entertainment.
Well, what seems absolutely crazy to
I
me is that
wonder.
the internet tells me that now malls in America are on the strict decline. And that
Oh, yeah, they are. How long has this guy been in Germany, guys? Let me check here. Let me go to the About section here. Let me go to his main channel. And let's see, the About section. Does it say? It does not say. How long has he lived there? Let me know if you know. Chris, if you're watching, man, first of all, shout out to you. How's it going? Second of all, how long have you lived in Germany, man? Because you certainly left when the malls were still a thing. I would think maybe you've been over there 10 years. 15 at the most, but I'd say a good 10, possibly going on 10 years.
that kind of sucks to hear because, and I'm sure I'm not alone in this, malls are a great part of a lot of people's teenagehoods.
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah. It was
A
cool. I
creative
loved going to
friend,
the mall.
Seth, over at Weltburger Wunderlust, even covered this in a video of his own not too long ago.
I mean, who doesn't remember on Fridays when the weekend finally comes, you finally get the chance to go hang out with your friends and do all these things all in one place, all at one time, and then many times
Yeah.
way into the wee hours of the evening and night.
Except I didn't have any friends, guys. I barely ever went to the mall. But when I did go, it was cool. Went with my grandma, but it was cool. I went and hung out and done some stuff. Ate some food.
That was great for teenagers. So even though I don't get out to them often, it still kind of saddens me to hear that they're going away.
So naturally, I took to the internet and did a little Googling, and sure enough, there was a confirmation that malls are indeed failing and going down and disappearing in the
And I can confirm that firsthand experience over here in the States.
States. But this was the States. That's not where I live. What about here in Germany?
What
So I
about
had
it?
also been to a couple malls over here in Germany, and from what I can see, they were thriving. But it got me to thinking that if the malls were going downhill in the US, could this possibly be a problem that Germany could face too?
I mean, on the surface, it doesn't seem like an issue as a consumer, but you never know what lies underneath. Because
But also, though, the cities and the towns in Europe in general are more set up like a mall would be, like the town, right? Everything's lively. It's all close by. It's within walking distance. Our towns aren't like that. The only place that we actually had that was like that was a mall. So I think things would definitely be different in Germany um, than it is here. So I don't know for sure.
I wouldn't have thought that the malls in the US would be going downhill. Who would ever just think that randomly? But I don't always just randomly keep up with financials or economic health of any given country, so I
Amazon,
don't know. So
eBay, online shopping in general, helped kill them all, I believe.
the only thing that I actually had was what I could see with my own eyes, so I set out to go find a mall here in Germany.
So there was definitely a lot of malls that I could set out to find, but I wanted to go to one that was considered to be doing pretty good. Now, it would definitely be hard to judge that from just scouring the internet, but I gave myself a set of criteria, and it came down to popularity, size, and proximity to where I lived. So after a day or two of fussing around with it, this is the mall that I chose.
Westfield. You know, there's a place in Indiana called Westfield. It's known for a prison. Slightly different than this, for sure. So it looks a lot like what you would see the American malls back in the late 90s, early 2000s here, 20 years ago.
The Westfield Centro, located in the quaint town of Oberhausen.
Oberhaus.
From what I know, this mall is or once was the largest in Germany, with 156 stores, 47 restaurants, and a cinema.
Dang. Decent size.
Not to mention a Ferris wheel that you saw a while ago, a man-made beach and river access, and an arena where they put on concerts and other events. For the record, I totally trust this place, PME legend. The coat that you see me wearing in the wintertime, I bought that 4 years ago now, and it is still holding up. Very quality merchandise right there. Crazy expensive, but worth the price, in my opinion.
We used to have
expensive, check it out, a Dyson store.
We used to have a Foot Locker. Probably it's still there. I don't really go to the mall anymore. I'm probably one of the reasons why it's dying. I mean, I didn't go there a lot to begin with, but yeah. We don't have no Dyson. We don't have a whole store for just a Dyson vacuum cleaner though. But we definitely had the Foot Locker.
So I must say, there's just something about being out in a mall. There's something about being amongst the people. There's something about having everything that you want, need, right in the same place at the same time.
And that's why I want to move to the Netherlands, guys, because that's how a lot of their cities and town centers are set up, is kind of like a mall. But also, off topic, kind of, that dude that we're watching, Chris Russell, he actually, I believe, is thinking about starting a reaction channel himself. I seen a video. I didn't watch the video exactly. I just seen like the title, and it was like something about, must I become an American living in Germany reaction channel or something. So I think he might be thinking about it. So again, shout out to him if that's something you're into. Clearly, I mean, you're watching reaction channels right now, so go check it out.
And this place did not disappoint. There is so much to see. And I was a bit overwhelmed in the beginning, but I think it's due to me being super excited, a little bit anxious, and also the fact that I had to make sure I got good video footage. So I had to take a break, calm down, stop recording for a bit, take it all in, see what I can see, and then continue recording.
You know, it's crazy. There's like big TV screens, and that's not something you would have saw back in the malls 20 years ago here. You know, they might, and they probably don't even have them now because, like I said, the mall decline, right, is happening. So with everything declining, why would they be upgrading and putting that into it, right? Like, that's just, you know, America. Probably half the reason it is declining because they don't put nothing into it. But anyways, yeah.
Like I said, this place did not disappoint. It is one amazing place. One of the better malls I've seen in Germany, and it's probably only number 4 thus far.
Nice. Very impressive.
Continuing on with the stroll, I noticed a Guess store. I did not even know Guess was still in business, but here we have a Guess store.
Well, it is in Germany, right?
Crazy, right? Right next to the Superdry. I also have to give some props to the structural design. Look at this ceiling. This is amazing. And another thing for me is I love having trees and plants indoors. It just makes the place feel a little more alive, in my opinion.
That's how Florida was. I went down to Florida when I was a teenager, and the Orlando airport was like that. There's palm trees and everything inside. It was pretty sweet.
And here we have an upper view of the center court. Oh man, this is how you know that you're malling. I love the monitors that they have placed up here, even though it's just strictly for advertising. It's just a nice touch just to have them all playing at the same time like that.
Yeah, that's a decent sized mall for sure. Palm trees. Are those real palm trees? Because they can't be grown in Germany like that, right? Not like out in nature, of course.
A New Yorker always has to make its appearance, y'all know that. I've never shopped here though. Back in my hometown, there was a whole mall named the Galleria.
Galleria, huh?
And this is the way that led to the food court, which held a decent amount of those 47 restaurants that I told you this place had. Also had a
47.
GameStop sitting right outside the food court. And for some
Okay.
reason, this place seems to be sponsored by Coca-Cola, because their logo is everywhere in this place.
It does look very
And just to
American.
run through a few of the restaurants, you see they have a Mervyn Pick,
Don't
they have a
know.
Döner House. Here is a pizza and pasta company where me and my
Dunkin'.
daughters ate. Down the way here, you got a Subway, you have a Dunkin' Donuts, you have a
Nice.
KFC. Next to that, you have an Indian food restaurant, Masti. Right between here, you can see there's a Fritten Work, which
And
is nothing but French fries
there's
with
another
different
Coca-Cola
varieties of
sign.
making them and creating them. And then, of course, a Five Guys. You can't get away from this place. And as I mentioned
And
earlier,
McDonald's.
there's some more Coca-Cola branding. And where would a mall, or it seems any other high-traffic place in Germany, be without a McDonald's? There we have it once again. McDonald's and Five Guys following me everywhere.
Never had Five Guys. I think that's more out west. Had McDonald's. It's all right. The service isn't very good. McDonald's in Germany is probably better, probably healthier for sure.
Just beyond Mickey D's, there's a barbecue joint.
Pizza
and next
Hut.
to that is a Pizza Hut. Another Palmas place, and then a seafood place next to that, followed by an Asian food restaurant, a place I'd never heard of, a McChicken. My guess is that they serve nothing but chicken dishes. Next,
Mr. Chicken, huh? It looked like it said Sea Chicken. Maybe the M was ripped off of it. Let me look back. Oh, Sea McChicken. Okay, so seems like they stole the McChicken from McDonald's.
a McChicken. My guess is that they serve nothing but chicken dishes. Next to that, another Nordsee, which
Nice.
you've seen the first one at the entrance to the mall
Norwegian
itself, when we
food.
first came in. And then a Curry Carl, something else I'd never heard of, a Butcher.
Butcher.
And lastly, a Wonder Waffle.
They got donuts.
After grabbing a quick bite to eat, it was time to see what the rest of this place had to offer. Thus far, I was very impressed, so I couldn't wait to see what the other floors and levels had going on. We hadn't explored every single level or direction, so there was still lots to see.
Nice.
Again, here's more of that beautiful design of this place. And as I mentioned before, I love symmetrical things. I love how these rings are lined up in the center like that. I don't know,
Yeah.
it just does something for me. Here's some
It
more.
It reminds me of a cartoon from back in the day called The Jetsons. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that in Europe. I know Chris, being from America, for sure he's heard of The Jetsons, but it reminds me of that, like a futuristic space kind of theme. I don't know why, but The Jetsons, they would have circles and rings on everything.
If you want, you can even get your car shopping on right here in the mall. My, how things have
What?
progressed.
And it's not even just in the mall. It is the top floor in the mall. You can go in upstairs of the mall and get a car. Like if you look down, there's trees down below right there. That is crazy. If you guys like my reactions, if you enjoy watching the channel, make sure you hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, because guess what? The YouTube algorithm's great, but it doesn't always push the videos. So it don't matter if you subscribe or not. If you don't hit that bell, you might miss out on like a ton of videos. Make sure you go check out the Discord. We have a Discord server. There's a link to that down below. You go in there. There's a video suggestions channel. You can drop video suggestions. If you want to make a priority suggestion, there's a Ko-Fi page link down below for that, just so you guys are aware. Check this out.
Upward view of a few more stores, Fossil, JD, Only, and New Balance, for example. Not to mention Jack Jones and Vera Moda.
The Discord's full of great people. You might as well go join.
And here we go, the store that we probably spent the second
Lego.
most amount of time in. You'll find out what the first one was here in a second. But it's the Lego store. I must admit, this place was a little bit amazing. I'd never seen so many Legos in one place. And
then you need to go check out Legoland in Denmark. I mean, I have not myself, but I've saw it mentioned in a couple videos. Pretty sweet looking place, by the way. I would love to go there.
this place was a little bit amazing. I'd never seen so many Legos in one place, and never had so much anxiety about stepping on little pieces with my bare feet. I had a good conversation with one of the workers here. Apparently she spent some time in the US, and we talked for about 15-20 minutes. I really was enjoying myself. Everybody looked so happy. This is just the way things are supposed to be.
They have a better work life, home life balance over there. You know, better stuff for the the people, like the healthcare and education is more accessible. Just of course you'd be happier.
Everything just seems so right now. I hope things don't change. I really do. But if you know me, you already know which store I spent the most time in. It's this joint right here.
It was the Apple
store. I really wanted to see what was going on with the new Mac Studio, and it looks like there's a lot of people in there, but there was nobody really around what I needed to see. So you already know I had to take my happy ass down to the lower level to get my hands on the merchandise.
I'm an Android guy myself, personally. What about you? Let me know down below.
And this is where I spent some of the final moments, playing with the new Macs, just marveling at the speed and how fast they are, and how much of my workflow I could get knocked out if only I had one of these babies.
If anybody from Apple's watching this, Christopher L. Russell is down to do an Apple sponsorship. Help him out, get him some equipment for his channel, guys. Personally, I'm like I said, I'm more of an Android guy. But when it comes to computers, I'm more of a Windows guy. But the M1 chip, I've heard about that. That thing is supposed to have some power to it. I don't know. It would almost compel me to go with Apple, but the price, I don't know. Not cheap.
One day.
Wouldn't that be crazy if Apple's actually watching this and this dude lands a sponsorship deal?
All in all, this place
cool.
was amazing. I will definitely come back here. I won't come back often because everything is super expensive. I cannot lie about that. But if this is any indication, I don't think malls are going anywhere, at least not in Germany so far. If there's something I don't see, then so be it. But this mall is doing good, and it's my guess that many other malls are doing just as good. But I personally would hate to see malls disappear. They're so good for being out and being social, especially for young people. So it's a shame that things are happening to the malls in the States the way they are, but I guess I made the right decision because to this point, Germany malls are it. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.
Well, evidently Germany malls are here to stay. So anyways, guys, like I said, that was Christopher Russell's channel. Go to his channel. Hit like on that video, show his channel some love. The links will be in the description section down below. Hit like, hit subscribe. Have a super fun, awesome day, and I will catch you in the next video. Later.